After the forensics get a hold of this, it's gonna be more than just another case. It's gonna be motions of discovery. The prosecutor trying to smother him. The evidence was unsettling. Now welcome to the day of reckoning. Now hold up, after the forensics get a hold of this, it's gonna be more than just another case. It's gonna be motions of discovery. The prosecutor trying to smother him. The evidence was unsettling. Now welcome to the day of reckoning. What happened?
Yo, we in the building, man. Welcome to the lab, man. True crime edition. Here over here, we talk about true crime shit and cases that we may have covered on the BBP, and we want to take a deeper dive into some of these cases, like the one we got here tonight. My bro, he got me really intrigued on research he's been looking into. So we decided, hey, let's get to it, man. Let's talk to the people about this case, bro.
Yeah, the Jamal White case. It's a lot going on with this case. We've seen a lot. We've seen news stories get information backwards. We've seen different things being brought up from different outlets. It's one of them type of things where it took us longer than usual to actually get the gist. Usually we could watch it and give a summation of what's going on, but this one took a little bit more than that, just because all of the moving parts and players and arrest and the mama, the daddy on Facebook, he claiming his innocence and it, looking like this and looking like that. But
one thing about this case, for me, when I see that, okay, in this situation, the kid was actually found. Didn't take long at all. So when it comes to that point, I'm like, okay, good. They got the kid.
Yeah. I'm
assuming they'll catch, the suspects. But it's a little more than that. You pointed that out to me. And I think it's very interesting on, what, we found out, what you found out, what, I looked at and what I actually seen. And that's what we want to talk about tonight, man.
Oh yeah. We definitely gonna talk about it. Guess where you want to start up? You want to talk about just the initial? Is that what we got up here, or is this the second? Is this the?
Well, this is the video, of course, that it leads into the information that we didn't know.
Okay.
But I guess in the very beginning of it kind of run through real quickly on how everything started and how Jamal White, which is a 7-year-old kid, got abducted, because a lot of people want to know some certain things about what they seen in the video when he got abducted that relates to the father being there. Like, hold on, man, what the fuck? Did I just see what I just think I seen? So that's why we're here, man. We want to talk about it and break it down.
Yeah. We can go ahead, crank up.
So let's go ahead and we're gonna just play this clip. Now, if you want to stop it at any time, let me know, bro, and we can do that.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's take a look at this clip, people.
Turning now to a disturbing story. New details from the abduction of a 7-year-old boy in Milwaukee.
The DA's office filing formal charges against a 25-year-old accused of being one of the masked men who took Jamal White at gunpoint last Friday. The court documents painting a disturbing picture of the alleged role Corey Williams played that day.
For more details tonight, we're joined in studio by Adam Reif. Adam?
Well, Natalie and Jessup, authorities say this was a botched robbery that turned into a ransom case. 7-year-old Jamal White dragged into a car at gunpoint last Friday when 3 would-be robbers did not find their intended target. One of the men arrested said it was all the idea of a 14-year-old boy.
The original plan was to rob Jamal White's mother, according to suspect Corey Williams. Williams was arrested and charged with 3 felonies for being the driver last Friday. A 14-year-old boy and 38-year-old man were also arrested. Williams claimed Jamal's mother was a known drug dealer who flaunted her money. Williams drove his girlfriend's Jeep. The other 2 brought guns, but when they did not see Jamal's mother, they went to his father's house to rob him instead.
Right there.
Absolutely. I was already on it.
Well, and this might not have nothing to do, but a known drug dealer And far as the polices go, she wasn't a known drug dealer until someone told him that she was a known drug dealer. I just wanted to, or is that the case? These are questions that we don't have right now, but I'm curious to know, just off of my curiosity, if they, knew anything about her or in the past and her past and all that, because that's something I don't really have the answer to. So
Yeah, we won't know if she was known to police, but I believe when they say a known drug dealer, I believe that the community knows that. People in the city knows that. And 9 times out of 10, if you're known in the streets of your neighborhood, the environment that surrounds you, then 9 times out of 10, the police have caught wind of your name. So maybe they wasn't on. Maybe she wasn't on their radar to go ahead and start investigating her. Maybe they haven't gotten to that point yet, but I'm pretty sure they know about it.
Yeah, but from far as when we first initially got this on our desk to now, it's so much that has been figured out. But the thing is, I think there's still so much that they don't know, that they're not, like, we haven't seen a press conference. We haven't seen an announcement of a press conference or anything. The 14-year-old boy, he's, of course they're not going to name him, but they really haven't said much about him or the other person. I think this is going to take, they got to dog walk this slowly is what I'm saying, as far as from a police, because they really got to know before they come out and start talking, I think.
Absolutely. And this is the actual time where you can actually say giving out too much information will, fuck up the integrity of the case, even though they got the kid back. But now it's time to get every suspect and everybody who we feel should be charged with the abduction of Jamal, even if it goes deeper than the people who actually committed the crime. And we're going to get into what we mean by that more as we look at the video here.
Surveillance video shows the 14-year-old and 38-year-old jump out of their car with guns drawn. When Jamal's father ran inside, they grabbed the boy. Video from a neighbor captured his screams. The kidnappers sped off to Williams's house. The 38-year-old called Jamal's mother and demanded $100,000 plus jewelry in exchange for the boy. They were to meet at a nearby park. Jamal later told police he heard his mother on the phone say she would come pick him up, but he teared up in the interview when he said she never showed.
So I want to stop it right there briefly. As you heard, they said that they got in contact with the mother. How? How did they get in contact with the mother? How did they know her number?
Right.
14-year-old kid.
Yeah.
There's some grown folks going by information that was provided to them by a 14-year-old. That's how all this shit started.
That's the wild part about the case. Now, as far as Corey Williams, because they just stated in that clip we seen, the driver, Corey Williams, jumped out, and the 14-year-old, which we're just now learning that this is a 14-year-old. The crazy part, jumps out and grabs the kid. Kid put on his jukes and ended up getting him, threw him over his shoulder, got back in the car. And at that point, that's the only thing you can think is, this 14, how the information was dispersed type of thing.
Right.
And, we can speculate about this, as far as how did he have the information. Me and you both kind of agree on this about what we speculate could be the reason. Right. And definitely we're speculating that this 14-year-old somehow either worked for her or, was a runner of some sort or just had knowledge. Even if he wasn't working for her, just had the information, because that's in a case like this, you don't necessarily have to work for them, but just having the information, that's what's valuable. And if he told this to a 38-year-old Corey Williams and a 28-year-old, which he hasn't been, I think it was 28-year-old, the other guy, the third person, we don't know anything about him at this point.
Right.
So, and last thing I'm gonna say, Corey Williams, it didn't seem like was really. It's really like he gave him more information about the 14-year-old than the 28-year-old. But that's just kind of vibe I got.
Yeah, that and that might be a reason behind that. He might be kin to him. Who knows? But the fact that they got all this information about the mother, the father. I think it had to be somebody close to her who knew the inner workings of her her drug dealing gang, what she had going on with herself. Somebody had to know, and it had to be somebody who either lived with her or somebody who worked for her, and that's how I took it. And the fact that they had her number is the first thing I said. Okay, the 14-year-old told Corey and the other guy, which name's never been mentioned. They got this information from him. I'm assuming this 14-year-old kid worked for her. Let me tell you why I said that.
Okay.
This is a woman. This is a woman in the game. Let's be real, people. Let's keep it real. I'm not saying a woman can't hold her own in the dope game, because it's possible. But you probably got some runners that run for you that's younger than you, who's gonna listen to you, or you can kind of control them. Imagine Corey, the 38-year-old boy, running dope for her. He would have been robbed her ass. He would have robbed her ass without that little goddamn boy. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I feel like the 14-year-old boy, like, you know what? Man, we can get her. She's a chick. She got all this money stacked up in here and shit.
Yeah.
So that's how I came to my conclusion that the little boy is possibly a runner for her. And that's just an assumption, people.
Yeah, we're just trying to put the pieces together. I seen D-Love say something. What's good, D-Love? And I thought it was interesting. She's basically talking about grown people interacting with 14-year-old kids like this. And this is not the first time. Of course, we always know about the kids being put up to not. Let me not say kids, because he ain't no kid. The way he jumped out that car, this ain't no kid. Now, mentally, he's not no kid. But she says thinking he can't catch charges because his age sent him in. And that's one thing that we have seen, that when it comes to certain lifestyles, we've seen kids put up to things, or 14, 15-year-olds, like, hey, have him do such and such, man. You get this charge, man, it ain't gonna be like me, man. You gonna on some shit like that. So I can get that.
Yeah, I mean, it's easy to manipulate the mind of a 14-year-old. But the crazy part is he's the one who was the mastermind behind this shit. So
right. He know as well that he's gonna get less time if they do get caught than these 38-year-old. They might have previous charges and all type of shit. So yeah.
Absolutely. All right, so we'll pick back up. I think this is probably where we were at. So let's go.
In exchange for the boy, they were to meet at a nearby park. Jamal later told police he heard his mother on the phone say she would come pick him up, but he teared up in the interview when he said she never showed. Williams told investigators the other two kidnappers talked about hurting Jamal to show they were serious, but that never happened.
Pause it right
when
there.
An Amber Alert went out around midnight, the other two.
And that's the Amber Alert that was put out on Friday, in which we know Saturday is when Corey Williams was found holed up in that closet or whatnot. But when it comes to the mother, she got dope money. I could pull up the pictures of, she big stack of money over her ear. Dope girl out here getting it. IG, they got reels and things of her social media, from Facebook to all of this, flaunting money. And then for this to happen and her child end up in this, and for her not just to give him the money, and on top of that, the police is looking for him, and she's, from the statements, impeding on the investigation and not really answering questions and things. What does that say about the mindset, man? Just go into it real quick, man. Just how foul that is.
Man, look, excuse my language, but sorry but not sorry. We talk about the YNs all the time. We can't flex. We do it all the time. But this is the mentality of a YB. Do I have to elaborate? No, I think y'all get what I'm saying. She's a young, okay. So the mentality of a female like her, she's about getting that money, just like some of these YNs. They about that money. Fuck everything else. And some of them don't prioritize what's really important to them, because what's important to them is the money. Yeah. Because if you think about it, if you selling dope out the same house you're raising your fucking kitty, that says a lot about you. That says a lot about you. That's damn near rule number one. Never keep the dope in the same place that you lay your fucking head, especially if your goddamn kids there. But yeah, that was the old one. So the fact that when they contacted her and she didn't show up, being that she got the dope money, that tells you more about who she is as a person.
Or she didn't have the dope. She didn't have that 100. In which, if she would have just said, "Okay, I ain't got 100, I got 70 for you right now," I'm pretty sure that 14-year-old and that 38-year-old would have. I'm pretty sure they would have took that 60 and ran, right? So
hell yeah.
Just a conspiracy. Is it even possible for them to play the reward money game in a situation like this? You know the reward money game. Like, set this up and then we give them back and get the reward. Do you think that's even a possibility?
I don't even think the boy was missing long enough. Was that reward money put up?
I don't think so. It was too quick, because yeah, you're right. It said at midnight, 11:57 p.m. Friday, and then Saturday morning they went in and got the dude. So there was not even any reward money. Yeah, so all right, I take that back. I'm just trying to think of everything. Like, why would she be? Maybe she was trying to, because someone else could get the reward money and give it to her. But we keep it rolling.
Entirely too goddamn quick for that. And,
right.
And if you think about it, law enforcement or these companies who actually will donate to put reward money up ain't finna start with nothing past $5,000, probably less than that. So that ain't shit, especially when she's selling dope and she probably making more than that a week.
Right.
So $5,000, nah, that's too much to risk for $5,000 fucking dollars. And that's just an assumption. But yeah, let's continue, man.
Happened when an Amber Alert went out around midnight. The other two left Williams's house. And when police moved in on the duplex the next day, Williams hid in the attic. Jamal was safely recovered in the upstairs unit. Williams was found and arrested. The 14-year-old was later arrested at his house. A black handgun was found under a couch cushion in the basement.
The criminal complaint says there are recorded phone calls in which the 14-year-old talks about the plan to rob Jamal's mother. And Natalie and Jessup, neither the 14-year-old or the 38-year-old have been charged yet. Their names have not yet been released.
Adam.
So the 14-year-old has been taken into custody. So far, we haven't heard anything far as statements from 14-year-old or the 28, I think, year old.
Yeah.
But they got 3 people. The mama, she is in custody, but you remember they said she's in custody off of a probation violation or something. Yeah. She's not in custody for this.
Right. Nope.
Thought that was interesting, and
Yeah,
I do think,
that's what they tend to do.
yeah,
When they want to question you or get you in a place where you can't go no fucking where. I said, let's just
Yeah.
arrest her on these charges that we can, so we
Yeah.
know where she's at, and then we can take our time with the rest of the investigation and go question her when the fuck we feel like it.
yeah. Far as charges for these different people, of course, we're not gonna completely know. You got 3 people. I don't know how many it takes to get people on conspiracy, but as far as the mother, her part in it, or her, impeding the investigation, you think there's gonna be charges coming down on her?
Possibly. Let's just say this first before anybody take this the wrong way. No, we don't think she had anything to do with why they kidnapped that kid. No. The fact that she can possibly get charges, like you said, impeding on the investigations, is a simple fact that when they kidnapped the kid, remember we said they contacted her, and you heard in the news article, I believe it was that one. If not, it might be in another one. 40 fucking times. So she knew who had her kid when law enforcement didn't.
That alone blows my mind. And I guess speak on what how you kind of broke that down earlier. You was like, I don't agree with it, but maybe this was what going through her mind.
Right. Of course, she's a young YB, and she's new to the streets, possibly. Even if she's not, what the mentality of these young individuals these days, they probably look at it like this: if I ain't never been caught up in shit, I don't want law enforcement to know I sell dope. I don't want them watching me. So when they was reaching out to her, she didn't want to tell law enforcement what was going on because they're holding her kid for ransom for dope money.
Right.
And she thinking in her head like, damn, I can't say that shit. I can't tell my kid they want my dope money. So in her head, she was like, I'm not gonna tell them. Maybe I can just work a deal out with these motherfuckers to get my kid back, and which she did.
Think about dope. Go ahead, my bad.
I'm still wondering, and I don't think I got this answer yet. How they found out where that kid was? I'm still wondering that, bro. But whatever the case be, you heard them say the kid heard them on the phone with their mother. And she said she was going to meet him, I guess, with the ransom money to pick him up. And she never did. That tells you. She was like, man, I ain't keep my motherfucking money.
I got plenty of money. Like that money, it's like it's one that she had to battle with this. She had to battle with this internally.
Yes.
That money and the police knowing about this dope or her child. At a certain point, it had to come to that. And we see, what she chose. I was gonna say, we see what she chose.
I think she felt like, I don't want to say this, but I'm gonna say it anyway because I'm just me. I can make another one of them. I might can't reach this.
Damn.
I might can't reach this status of money again. You know how long it took for me to get to this shit?
Damn,
now, I'm not saying we, as adults that we are on this platform, would think that way. I'm just talking about the young ends. Excuse me, the YNs and the YBs.
Yeah. D-Love say, imagine how this baby felt. And yeah, the baby, or this child, when they interviewed, or they did their, and they said the child broke down in tears whenever they asked him, and he was telling us what happened, and whenever he said they said whenever he said the mother didn't come, that's when he started breaking down. Because that he's gonna remember that for the rest of his life.
Oh, absolutely. Let's just go back for a moment, YJ. When we was actually looking at the father, bro. You remember that?
Oh yeah. The first.
Like, look at this nigga run. He leaving his kid out there. Now,
Yeah.
I feel like there was a moment in time during that situation that, yes, he could have saved his kid life, which, fortunately, nothing happens to the kid.
Yeah.
But let me ask you this, YJ. Do you think the baby mama and the baby daddy was possibly working together out of two different houses? I'm just asking, man.
The only reason I say no, right, is because I did see a video where the father, unless he's just he did some good PR on behalf of the family. And there was other family members on Facebook who were co-signing his statuses. But there's a lady called Shanitra Speaks who kind of went through, after the situation happened, she went to his Facebook page. The father, not the mother, went to the father's Facebook page, and she kind of chronologically went through his statuses or his posts and him responding to people, you know, like us, who were thinking that maybe he had something to do with it.
Right.
And his posts generally were coming from a place of being a father. I don't think from his post, I don't think he was in tandem with her. Now, he could have been, but I think if there was enough there at this moment that he would have, you know, he would already been, something would have been coming down the pipeline for him. But I do know in some of those posts, he was breaking it down, and it kind of makes more sense. And actually, this Shanitra Speaks, she posed the question, like, do we owe him an apology? I don't, apology, but I do know after seeing his post and seeing everything that played out after all of those Facebook posts he put up, and then seeing the other family members like cousins and, everybody chiming in the comment section. She even broke down the comment sections of some of these posts, and there was other people co-signing. And I tend to think right now that he didn't have nothing to do with it, but who knows? We might see something later on. I don't know.
So I just want to make sure we cover everything that's been out in the news about this particular case.
Yeah.
What's up with the uncle, bro? You remember they said the uncle fired shots at the car?
There was a video. You seen the video? There was a video where he was shooting, like you seen him like, then he ran back in. Yeah, there was a video of that, and that's what he got arrested for. The uncle got arrested as well, but the way that when I seen that story, it was explained as he thought that was the car or something. Like it wasn't even a car. Like he wasn't, car drive past and he runs out, pop, 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 and then runs back in the house. But that wasn't even the same car. And why would you be shooting at a car if that's your nephew, type of thing? Right,
because you could possibly hit your nephew.
Right. So, but yeah, that's wild. That's a whole nother layer. We just now. I'm glad you brought that up because the uncle, man, this whole situation is wild, man.
So I'm assuming the first person came out the house had to be the father, because if the uncle came out and he was shooting at a car that wasn't the one with his nephew in it, that meant that car was long gone. It was probably another car that came by. Matter of fact, let's just take a look at this real quick, man, because this really had me tripping. Like, I understand why he would be shooting, but at the same time, you being real reckless with your gun, with your nephew being in that car.
Right. Reckless.
In court today, the uncle of the Milwaukee boy taken from his home, sparking a statewide Amber Alert. Prosecutors say 27-year-old Jamal White fired several shots at a car driving slowly right near the family home at 61st
you see what she
and
said?
Eustis, the day after 7-year-old Jamal White.
Go back. What did you say?
You hear what she said? She just said the uncle firing shots, sparking Amber Alert. And that's these news stations, man. The other one, I done heard 3 different things that sparked the actual Amber Alert from 3 different news stations. Go back just a little bit.
Yeah, they tend to say that amongst their statements that they're making, sparking the Amber Alert.
Sparking.
How that sparked the Amber Alert? Somebody was shooting at a Let me go back and make sure I don't forget missing.
Jamal White fired several shots at a car driving slowly right near the family home at 61st and Eustis the day after 7-year-old Jamal White was abducted. Police found. Prosecutors say 27-year-old Jamal White fired several shots at a car driving slowly right near the family home at 61st and Eustis the day after 7-year-old Jamal White was abducted. Police found the little boy safe on Saturday. According to the criminal complaint, White told investigators he shot at the car because, quote, he was scared for his family and he hid the gun behind the house in a wooded area.
Did I miss it?
What the fuck? Yeah, I think it was just missed.
For today, the uncle of the Milwaukee boy taken from his home, sparking a statewide Amber Alert. Prosecutors say 27-year-old Jamal White fired.
Okay, they say, the 7-year-old taken from his home, sparking the Amber Alert. So it didn't have anything to do with his shooting.
Okay.
Yeah.
We got to get it straight.
Absolutely. But we're going to continue to listen to what this guy say, though.
Not hit. They claim they were trying to help in the search for the missing.
He was trying to help
behind the house in a wooded area. A father and son in that car were not hit. They claim they were trying to help in the search for the missing boy.
You allegedly were shooting at this car that was occupied by 2 people and did not hit the car at all. At all. So even if you were defending yourself, you didn't even make contact with the people that you were supposed to defending yourself from.
The commissioner set White's cash bond at $20,000.
I don't know what he was even trying to. I get it though. But that last statement was kind of wild. I ain't gonna lie. Like even if you was trying to do it, but you didn't hit nobody, you didn't kill nobody, you didn't let shit die. Like what the fuck?
You out here shooting, man. You ain't even hitting nothing, nigga. Shoot to hit something, nigga. That would sound like you hit to me. Shit.
Oh man.
But I'm definitely want to continue to look into this case as it continues because somebody got to be charged, and at the end of the day, investigation still continues. And like I said, we haven't heard anything more about the other 28-year-old suspect. The only thing we're hearing about is the 14-year-old kid and the 38-year-old driver. I think it was Corey Williams, something like that, light-skinned boy.
Corey Williams, yeah. So you got 5 people. You got the mama in custody, unrelated. You got the uncle in custody, semi-unrelated. Then you got the 38, 28, and the 4. That's 5 people in custody that have some kind of connection to this case, man. This shit is wild.
Yeah.
The baby is in the CPS at the moment.
And which you should.
Yeah.
And which you should. Unfortunately, he got to be in the system, but I think that's probably the best place for him.
That's the best place for him. That's the best place for him. Dealing with this family, man, it's sad. It's sad.
Very sad. Very sad.
Yeah.
But yeah, we just wanted to come up here. We're gonna hold you up real late. I think this case is very important, just like any case that's involving kids, because kids are our future, man. We got to protect them, man. And who the fuck protecting one kid when both parents are dope dealers? You go to one parent, they selling dope. You go to the next parent, they selling dope. Damn. But
good
thing
I'm
he
still
did
calling that the father. The father's innocence. I think he may be innocent, man. I hope he is. Let me put it like that. I hope the father's innocent in this.
He's innocent in the simple fact that that's not who they was gunning for. But when, like they said in the article, when they found out the mother wasn't home, they went to the father because the 14-year-old boy said he sell dope too. Shit, go get his money. Shit. So he innocent in a sense, but he's not, because You still put your son in a fucked up predicament to have these people come to you to rob you because you're doing stupid shit like selling dope where your kid come lay his head at. You still guilty in a sense.
I didn't pick up on the 14-year-old saying that they said he went to the father's house, but did he say he went to the father's house because such and such?
Why you gonna go there?
Because the kid is there. And if they want the kid as some type of bargaining chip, if they can't get the mother, they want the kid type of thing. So that still may be that and this is my hope. This is my grace I like to give. I'm giving him grace in thinking that maybe that this was the bargaining chip. Okay, we can't get the money, we going for the kid. He ain't here, we going there. So in that narrative, maybe he didn't, wasn't selling dope with her. I don't know, but you know how things is. Bonnie and Clyde. That's the so
possibly. But I respect what you said, and looking at the neighborhood he was living in, you would think, but you can't just go by that neighborhood because that looked like a very nice neighborhood he lived in.
You never, yeah.
But you never fucking know.
You never know. You never know. But yeah, man. Good discussion around. I think we covered pretty much all we wanted to put out, bring forth and things and such. This has been In the Lab True Crime. Any last words?
No, man, we're good to go, man. I'm glad. Like I said, kid was found, and we'll stay tuned.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
But meantime, between time, y'all be easy. Have a great weekend, the rest of your weekend, and we'll see y'all Tuesday. Right here.
After the forensics get a hold of this, it's gonna be more than just another case. It's gonna be motions of discovery. The prosecutor trying to smother him. The evidence was unsettling. Now welcome to the day of reckoning. Now hold up. After the forensics get a hold of this, it's gonna be more than just another case. It's gonna be motions of discovery. The prosecutor trying to smother him. The evidence was unsettling. Now welcome to the day of reckoning. What happened?